Hello, and welcome to episode 150 of Bardic Quest. Our heroes, fresh off the battle with a white dragon, are now searching the Sword Mountains for any sign of the ancient ruins that could lead them on the path to saving Johann's soul. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. Start to really be gaining altitude as you head in that southwest direction. Altitude enough, at least, for your second night of rest to very much be starting to take place in more mountainous, less hilly, and more mountainous terrain as the cold begins to set in, as you look towards the southeast for a view of a dragon nest, or indeed a old ruin, with nothing in sight, certainly, for the rest of this day of travel, as you settle down for a sleep, but of course, under the conditions, not enough for you to get the benefits of a long rest, as per the Uncharted Journey's system. But anything that you would like to do as you're camping out this night?
So this is a short rest.
So this is just this is not a mechanical rest. This is a
this is just waiting out. Yep.
Yeah.
Got you.
I feel like such an arse because this is like such a meta player question. Do we get any XP? Do we level up?
We know you have 100 XP, so
it's only because I have
you have 100, and then you get another level. Go for it. Unashamed.
Yeah.
You have each gained 575 XP.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
500 and what was it?
575 points of experience.
I've attained level 6.
We have achieved godhood.
We will have to do a level up for you, Thorik, before next session. All right. So, you're camping out in the mountains. What would you like to do, if anything, of course, as you're camping out this night?
Try dragon meat.
To do some nice dragon meat for everyone.
Nice.
Trying to remember how just going up to my recipes, because I've got a little tab of recipes of things that I've made on the adventures. What did I do with the... Okay, we had wyvern kebab. So what I think we're going to have with this is using some chicken eggs that we've got. I'm going to do dragon steak and eggs.
Yeah,
Nice.
That sounds lovely.
So just simply done, just so he can really work with the meat. He kind of gets some nice sort of choice cuts and sort of sees which ones are going to work best. Maybe some a bit slower, some a bit rarer, that sort of thing. He's never had dragon, so he's just very meticulously doing it. Gets a big open pan. Gets a proper crusty sear on each side. Mm-hmm. Just easily, bit of salt and pepper, bit of butter, nothing more. That's it. That's all you get.
Could I get a survival check with advantage just because of your cook's utensils? See how how good you are at cooking dragon meat.
Oh, I'm really good. 17.
Oh, very nice. Yes, very, very nice. A nice hearty steak, dragon steak meal is cooked for you this night.
Does the white the fact that it's like a cold dragon do anything to the flavor? Is it
Minty.
Not minty. Eucalyptus.
Like minted
flavour.
lamb. That's like
Yeah.
minted lamb.
Ooh.
I'll as the party chef, I'll let you embellish it.
I would say that
I've not really
ice
considered the flavour of white dragon meat specifically.
What I will say is that with an ice dragon, it has to withstand cold temperatures. The meat is incredibly dark and rich, and it has almost kind of like wagyu levels of like fat running through it to obviously as like a protective insulation to the cold elements of like a good like fat cap on it, which he uses. Some kind of carves it off and trims it, but uses that fat to cook the steak and cook the eggs. So everything's got like it's very like rich. Fatty.
I am genuinely salivating right now.
Yeah, no.
All right. Anything anybody else would like to say or do during this night of rest?
Just as we're finishing up the meal, I push the whatever plate as what we have away, and I say, "Oh, honestly, when this is all done, Thorik, you must come to the family home and meet my chef. I'm sure you'll get along very well. I would love to have you teach him some of these recipes. We could do it. We could throw a feast for everyone, and we could have them eat the food that we've had on our journey, so they can really see what it was like. There's a lot of people that never leave the city. You see, they've never been on an adventure such as this.
Aye, I mean, it sounds like a lot of work, but maybe with a few people.
You'd be fairly compensated. Arnold would be was always after new recipes.
Oh, of course, it'd be my pleasure. I mean, it sounds silly, but I've always, there's some dwarven recipes that have been like handed down to each other. My dad's got a few. He sort of has this little book. I always make a joke about like, in my inheritance, that's all I want. I just want the cookbook. It sounds like a silly idea, but I've kind of thought about maybe writing down some of my own recipes.
You should.
I'm much more of like an improviser, but I don't know. Some of them turn out quite well, I think.
I would say so.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll write a few down. I'm really sad I lost that cookbook I found in the mines. That was sad. Fire.
Yeah.
Setting the pub on fire will do that to a cookbook, unfortunately. I'm trying to remember some of the ones I started having to flick through. I'm trying to remember the ingredients of some of them. Might be some trial and error.
One of the many weaknesses of books.
Such beef with books, honestly.
To be fair, people burn just as badly as books.
I wouldn't say quite as badly. Got their,
True. So it was quite morbid, actually. I didn't quite as dark as it did.
Saga would take out Johann's notebook and just add an entry of a dragon into it, and kind of in her sort of half to herself be like, he would have wanted to see that.
But he would have loved to kill a dragon.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't stop talking about it for years.
Now,
Well,
to be fair, he probably would have mounted it and fell. fallen.
Yes.
So,
Well, if all goes well and we manage to get across, get his soul back and come home somehow, then maybe we can show him.
yes.
We'll take him on that little boat trip with us by the beach Leviathan.
Yeah, I guess he can come.
We'll find some space.
So, no, go on, James. If you sound like you were going to.
No, that's there.
So you settle down then for the evening, ready for, based on the estimates that you guys had, your final day of travel towards Spire Hold, provided you can find it, of course. You awaken the next morning. It's very cold, very windy up on this mountainside. Could I get Constitution saving throws from everybody, please?
Oh, fine.
Cold out.
Natural 20.
Oh, mine's shite. 7.
19.
Natural 1.
I'm going to use my I can only use my reaction on one of these, can't I? Annoyingly. Let's get the reroll on the 1.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But equally, Quartermaster, you also have supply dice as well.
Yeah,
Can I give one to Saga, please?
Okay.
A
Was it D6?
Squire, you better not have squandered that reroll.
Yeah, D6.
You only get 1.
Okay, so I've thought this through. As a halfling, I do reroll that one in time.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Before you did that, I would have rerolled that net one. So that was if that's okay, saying that next roll was that reroll to save that dice.
Okay.
However, that second roll was another nat 1.
Okay, well now you can have it.
Now I can have it.
Just get them all up.
No.
You got them up.
The probability is absolutely no.
You did roll 3 in a row.
That is my third nat 1 in a row.
Throw that dice out the window.
I don't know if I can show you. Let's just see if I can get the camera up.
Throw it out
Doesn't really show it.
the window.
To the jail. Illegal.
I do not believe it.
Saga, what was your new total?
11.
Oh. Should have bought a lottery ticket for fuck's sake. What are the chances?
Well, Sergei, I'm afraid to say then, you do have a level of exhaustion
Damn it.
from the cold.
The odds are 8,000 to 1.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 0.125% chance of that happening.
0.25.
Why is my luck or bad luck?
That's like you said buying the lottery ticket. That's like buying a lottery ticket and it's spontaneously combusting.
Or buying a lottery ticket in which you win debt.
No,
Or buying a lottery ticket and then someone punches you in the balls.
I can't believe this.
So I'm afraid to say the dice have very loudly spoken, Sergei. And
They're like, no, he's not.
I rolled once more.
Well, yeah, three ones in a row will leave you exhausted.
that exhaustion will last, Sergei, I'm afraid, until you
That is
complete
fine.
a long rest.
Oh, I feel exhausted just hearing it.
Yeah.
I feel exhausted rolling it.
Which means ability checks and attack rolls, I believe, with exhaustion level 1 are disadvantage. Let me double check that.
Yeah, I think it's all rolls, isn't it?
No, there's one that it doesn't affect.
No, it's there.
Exhaustion. Oh no, sorry. No, forgive me. I got them slightly the wrong way around. So this level is just on ability checks. So attack rolls and saving throws are fine. Just ability checks. with
Is it
disadvantage.
second level, which is a saving throws as well?
So third level is saving throws and attack rolls. Second level is your speed is halved.
third level is nasty because
Third level.
saving throws includes death saving throws.
And also it includes your con saves against further exhaustion, of course.
Yeah.
It all starts going round the toilet, doesn't it?
So,
I
Sergei,
did not
you
sleep well.
no, you did not sleep well. I'm afraid.
Woke up more tired.
If I was 8,000
So,
chances.
what would you like to do this day?
To the gate.
Yeah.
All right.
To the gate.
Come on, Squire.
Yeah. We all feeling good.
Are you all right, Sergei? You look a little peaky.
Yes. Are these icicles meant to be growing on my nose?
Oh,
Oh dear.
you need to wrap up. She like tighten his cloak around him.
Oh,
All right.
thank you.
So you continue up the mountainside. And most of the day passes without incident.
Most of.
However, maybe about an hour before sunset, as you make your way across the cold, wind-blown mountainside of the Sword Mountains, you happen upon what looks to be a large creature that is prone and frozen in ice.
Why is it?
It's not that squirrel of the acorn from earlier, is it? Going full Ice Age.
Big squirrel. That's
Yeah,
a
big
big squirrel. Oh, a dire squirrel.
Dice.
It'd probably still be the size of, like, I don't know, a small dog.
I don't know why that would creep me out. Right.
Sergei's going to not go towards this, going off of my exhaustion.
Okay.
With how this thing, this dragon, sort of like, we found sort of frozen remains on sort of ground and stuff like that before.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get the impression that maybe this has been like frozen by the dragon as a snack?
Do you want to give me an Arcana check?
Could its lair be nearby, perhaps? 11.
11. Possibly, or it could just be the cold environment. Although it's very rare for something to be frozen in like a block of ice like this from the environment, unless an avalanche happened, of course.
Yeah. Can I have a little look around and see if there's some? Obviously, probably looking at what the thing in the ice is as well.
Sure. Okay. So you have a look around, and as you kind of get a bit closer, you determine that the creature inside the ice is in fact an ogre.
An ogre.
An ogre. Yeah. A
Stay there.
Yeah.
very rotund, muscular creature. But you also note that actually alongside this block of ice is what looks to be like a sack, a hefty looking sack.
Next to the block of ice.
Kind of half hanging in, half hanging out, the ice. So there's the ice encapsulating the ogre. The ogre's actually holding onto the strap, like not the strap, sorry, the end of the bag. And
Is
part
there a
it
way of like
poking out.
opening the bag without effectively ice?
Yeah, it's like a sack, so you could cut into the sack, certainly.
Kind to it then.
All right, cool. And a few things kind of fall
Right.
out of this sack.
Okay.
A rusty helmet that you instantly recognize Thorik as being dwarven design and dwarven size. But it is rusty. It's not in good nick. 2 halves of a splintered wooden shield. A tumbleweed. A crumpled hat. And a doll made of sackcloth. and 3 small glass vials kind of scatter onto the ground.
Ooh, let's pick up the glass vials.
And all 3 of them...
I look at this sad assortment and I'm like, oh, a real dragon's hoard.
I hope this isn't the dragon's hoard. The 3 vials, you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Each of them containing a red liquid.
Yes.
Pick up those, please.
Can I do the tiny little taste?
Yes, you can. Each of them you believe to be a potion of healing.
Potion of healing. I'm just going to check mine.
No, not we, Thorik. They're potions of healing.
Sergei, how many potions of healing do you have on you?
A grand total of 0.
Well, I'm giving you 2 straight away.
Well, thank you.
Take 2.
I'm kind of going to look at the tumbleweed and go, how did that get here?
Slowly, I would imagine.
We bought some healing potions, didn't we, in town?
I believe so.
How many did we buy?
Well, I think you bought 3. I think there were 4 available. Or no, did you buy 4 and there were 5 available?
You definitely left 1 behind.
Yes, you left 1 behind.
So
I can't recall how many.
we
there
have
were.
2. The list you put on old Discord, we have 2 each, and whatever you had before that.
Cool.
So we have now we have 2 each, plus I have the 3rd that.
Okay.
Because what you posted on Discord is that from what you
Right.
bought, we all have 2. Well, I know I have.
Where
3
is it
other-
on? Where is it on Discord?
General chat.
Lovely. Cool. Lovely.
So that's what I'm giving Sergei to now, straight away.
Thank you.
Cool. And then you've got the extra 3rd.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Cool.
Cool.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to do here?
No, leave the ogre where he is.
Okay. So, you continue on up the mountainside then. And as the sun is beginning to set, you see there are clouds that partly obscure what looks to be a stone fortress situated atop a icy spur of a jagged, snow-covered mountain.
Oh, that looks to be the place.
Looking
The
out for
Mountain is
also.
significantly sized. It makes the actual fortress itself look quite small in the grand scheme of the surrounding environment. And it seems to consist of 2 separate structures joined together by a stone bridge. And you can see that there is a narrow, winding path that corkscrews up the mountainside to those 2 small structures. And as far as you can see, as far as by land, that seems to be the safest or the only safe path to reach those structures for you. Anything that anybody would like to do at this point?
Well, unless you wish to plunder any more of the poor ogre's treasures, shall we ascend?
I think so.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Watch your footing.
Could I get from everybody, please, a Constitution saving throw,
No fun.
adding to that either Thorik's strength or intelligence modifier, as he is quartermaster.
Which is higher.
My strength or
Intelligence.
strength is higher. It's a +3.
So do we put our own
Yep.
Constitution
so you're getting
modifier?
an additional bonus.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I add my own strength to my own bonus?
Don't think so. No.
Okay.
22.
A 16.
17 for me.
Now, what are the
Okay, I
chances?
swear, I swear,
Do not.
I swear the entire pantheon.
No.
Well, you see, the thing is, I do have disadvantage.
Do
The
you?
first one was indeed another natural 1.
Or it was just ability checks that you had it for the moment.
Yeah, not saves.
Either way, my first roll was a natural 1.
And then you can re-roll because of Halfling's Luck, right?
I can. Yes, just so right, which makes it an 11. So more 1s plus numbers. Oh god, I wasn't prepared for this. Oh my god, I might be okay.
11 plus your con, plus 3. Con save.
17 overall.
Woo!
17 overall, Sergei.
But if he didn't have Halfling's Luck, just
Yeah.
That would have been my 4th nat 1.
So, sorry.
An
So,
incredibly unlucky halfling.
I forgot what everybody else rolled. Sergei, 17. Thorik was
17.
17. Marvellus,
16.
16. Saga.
22.
Okay. So, Sergei, Thorik, and Saga, you each gain temporary hit points equal to your level.
Thank you.
Marvellus, however, this journey's been quite arduous for you. Particularly this last leg up the mountainside. It's really not
All
like
this on
the home
looking on
comforts you're
foot.
used to.
It's so.
Yeah.
Got a blister.
It's as beneath me as my horse should be.
Indeed, indeed. So unfortunately, you are going to now join Sergei in your level of exhaustion.
No!
No. Wow. Brutal terrain.
Hang on. Hang
16.
about.
You have a thing.
Hang about.
This has been a particularly arduous journey, in fairness. Up hills and
Who'd have
mountains.
thought the easiest part of this journey would have been killing a dragon?
Yeah. What got you walking?
Thorik's cooking, though. What's
Slope.
Thorik cooking?
Yeah.
No, I thought lesser restoration, but no.
Elevation.
It needs a great. I already had a look at that.
Yeah, I think there is something that can remove
Greater.
a point.
I think it might be great.
Is it greater restoration?
Restoration, which
yeah.
I do not
Is
have.
that 4th level? Sorry, ignore me, just
Right.
for my own amusement.
So, in addition, Sergei, as party sentry, as you now approach this fortress,
Yes.
I need you to roll a number of d12s equal to your wisdom modifier. So what's your wisdom modifier?
1.
So I need you to roll a singular d12 for me then, please.
Cool. 10.
Okay. So, as you get closer to the fortress, as you're kind of very much approaching it, you continue up this winding trail. A very narrow trail. It kind of twists about and up towards this gatehouse, towards the fortress. You can see that there are tracks from horses coming and going along this trail that are clearly visible. But you are forced, as you get closer to the fortress, to travel up single file. So any horses that would have come up and down here would have been very treacherous indeed. However, as you are approaching, you can see no signs of immediate danger or anything like that. So if you wanted to, in the relative safety outside of the fortress, you are welcome, collectively, to find a little hidey hole and take a short rest.
Yes, please. So I can get my maneuver. I'm all tapped out of maneuvers.
Oh, it's for your maneuvers, isn't it? Will that still add a encounter on?
No, this is your arrival phase of the journey.
Oh, nothing.
So
Which
Yeah.
means that you get essentially a free short rest at the end of the journey, because depending on the state of your arrival, which is what Sergei is rolling for with that D12,
Which
determines
case?
whether or not it's safe enough for you to rest or not.
In which case, I
But it's
agree.
only a short rest, not a long rest.
short rest, please. Then
Yeah.
I'm useful again.
Let's.
You're always useful.
I'm more useful. Short rest.
No one needs any HP, do they?
No, I'm
Yeah.
unsullied.
Unblooded.
Just a bit chilly and a bit achy.
So we're okay to have short rest.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you want to take it.
I'm just waiting for Wayne to be like, and then something shoots out of the ceiling.
As your head hits the pillow.
That's
not a pillow.
Over the short rest, if she'll allow me, if I don't know if we need to, I will properly take that hour to look at the properties of Saga's armor if she consents to it.
Yes, go for it.
You don't have to remove it. I'll just be prodding you slightly while we're just like lift your arm and down.
Dazed.
Give me but a moment whilst I find the specifics of that for you. Whilst I'm looking that up, because I don't want to misquote anything, whilst I'm looking that up, is there anything anybody else would like to do during their short rest?
I imagine Sergei and I just sort of sat next to each other, shivering,
Yeah.
failing together to make a fire.
Those. You've got a little flint and tinder, so it's got a bit of stick. You're whacking it together.
Just stuffing my blankets into my tabard. To try and make up.
Do we think there will be anyone in this castle? I can't remember if we knew that or not.
No, but there's horse tracks. Did you say benevolent DM?
Yes.
Interesting.
That's worrying.
Well, more of a thought of it's good to be a humanoid, right? Because a horse cannot survive up here on its own. So someone riding said horse.
Aye.
At least we know a dragon can't ride a horse, so
No.
True.
as far as I know anyway.
Caro must be. It can't be the. Do we notice any tracks that seem like the ghouls?
Why don't you give me a survival check?
Can I have someone's assistance?
Yes.
17.
You definitely see some barefooted humanoid.
Barefooted.
Ah!
No, I mean barefooted in the cold.
Yeah.
Like they'll have toes coming off.
They're dead.
Oh, well, yeah.
They're undead specifically.
Yeah.
In which case, Thorik will kind of drop his voice and says, "Yeah, I think those things have come back this way. They'll have the book, remember? And if Caro is some sort of Johann described her as a hag, a witch.
Yeah. Magic, definitely.
She must have a physical body in some sense. Though there's definitely how she was able to affect Johann in his sleep, I have no idea.
That book. If she's in that book somehow.
Wasn't Johann cursed before we got the book, though? When he started feeling unwell,
He was.
mechanically speaking, when his hit points dropped, that was before we got the book.
It was.
It was in the mines.
No, he lost. He was cursed back in the tavern at the Stonehill Inn
Oh,
when we when he woke after his dream and first spoke to us of Caro, and I stayed
Yes,
with...
it was in his dreams.
Yeah. Can she turn invisible then? Sergei can turn invisible, so it would
You
stand.
said- You said that this Caro had affected his entire village. They took all the women, tortured them until they consented to eat something which turned them into witches, hags, that sort of thing. So
We need to be
some
careful.
form of poison, some form of magic.
Don't eat anything unless I give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And watch each other's backs.
Is this some sort of mind-affecting magic?
We don't.
Got him in his sleep? I
Maybe.
didn't hear anything.
Whatever it was, clearly had some magical way of concealing herself, whether invisibly or whether she can, I don't know, haunt his dreams. I don't, whatever it is, we need to be incredibly careful. There could be illusions and all sorts in there.
So, as you're resting up, your rest passes uneventfully, and you manage to fully identify Thorik Saga's breastplate, which is, you believe, called Dragon Guard.
Dragon Guard.
Which is a +1 breastplate that was apparently created for a human hero of Neverwinter called Turgon, which grants its wearer advantage on saving throws against the breath weapons of creatures that are classified as dragons. So the dragon type, not specifically just dragons, but the dragon type.
Amazing. Thorik relays all this and says, you can probably find that specific item in D&D Beyond just to add straight to, and to attach to your character.
Turgon. Never heard of them. Them.
No, nor I. Believe there was an elvish hero called Turgon. Maybe they were named for them. Who knows?
So, do all take the benefits of a short rest.
Whee!
And then, what would you like to do next?
Go into the spooky castle.
Yeah.
There's no other way, is there?
Spooky castle.
Spooky castle.
Do we knock?
No! We don't sell cookies.
All right. So, as you make your way up then towards the stone structures of the fortress here, could I get a stealth check from everybody, please?
Ha! I'm already at disadvantage to stealth. Yeah, you're. It does
Guidance
nothing.
on myself.
Exhaustion does nothing to me.
9.
Guidance on me and Marvellus.
All right.
6.
Guidance.
I've gone back to going clang, 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 clang.
We may as well.
I really need to stop rolling my natural 20s when I'm at disadvantage.
Yeah. Yes.
Twice this session. That is going to be. That's going to be a 17 though. With my thank you very much for the assist, Thorik.
7.
All right. Okay. So you make your way up the mountainside, then, following this trail towards the stone structures that make up what you believe to be Ice Spire Hold. And you make your way to what you presume to be the gatehouse there. The gates themselves are there's like a portcullis which is slightly raised. You kind of have to duck to get underneath. And as you enter, you see this quite large chamber. And there are like little alcoves along the wall to your left. You can see that there are wooden cots that just lie in broken heaps against some of these walls, leaving quite a clear space in the middle of this chamber, where you can see that there are a number of bedrolls that are laid out. You see also that there are a number of individuals here. One kind of sat against the far wall, kind of clutching at his shoulder. Clearly blood underneath his hand. There is another large, and I mean rotund, man, who is kind of stood kind of over the one clutching his shoulder, almost as though he's trying to look after him, but also very aware to keep watch as you come on in. And he doesn't seem to stop you, but he certainly is wary of you. And then there is another... there's a woman there with red hair kind of pulled back into a tight ponytail. She's just sat on a stool, just humming to herself, sharpening a knife as you enter. And she looks up at you and she says, "Who are you?"
Greetings. How are you? Awful weather we're having, right?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Injury on the shoulder. Does it look like a bite?
It's too far away for you to say at the moment because he's on the far
Okay.
side of the room.
Okay. Hello? Who are you? We mean no harm.
She says, I asked first.
Yep, that is true. Name is Marvellus Schalfort. And these are my companions.
Thorik Silverhorn, at your service.
Sergei.
Saga.
She looks to Marvellus and she says, "Is that a made-up name?"
Well, aren't all names made up? Originally, I suppose.
Trust me, his parents were pompous enough to name him that.
Right. What are you doing here?
Oh, just passing through. And you, I see you appear to have run into some trouble. May we be of assistance?
She is eyeing you all very suspiciously. She says, "What would you be passing through for exactly?"
Thorik kind of says, we seek the... there is a gate, apparently, of magical power, which we seek. But we could tell from the tracks outside that you've maybe had problems with undead. Is that correct?
She really eyes you suspiciously now and she says, "Why would you know that exactly?"
We face them ourselves. There's an individual called Caro I'm now eyeing them suspiciously. Called Caro, who controls these creatures. In fact, I'm surprised you survived. There were many of them when we fought them.
She says, we were lucky to survive. They seem less interested in us, though. More just... And then she kind of eyes you suspiciously again, passing through.
Where do they go?
She gestures to, as you're looking into the chamber, to the right. So to the west. And she says, across the bridge.
Are they wearing any particular heraldry or like
These guys that you're talking to? No, not particularly. They seem to be. They're certainly wearing warm clothing, so they certainly look as though they were prepared for the cold here. But they seem to be wearing like hides and they're certainly armored, but not particularly any heraldry. No.
May we offer assistance? I see some of you were luckier than others.
She kind of looks around and she looks to the rotund guy who kind of gives her a nod. And she says, very well. And she kind of sits back on her stool and just kind of watches you carefully.
I will approach the individual holding his shoulder and say, hello there, Marvellus. What's your name?
He says, my name's Jarble.
Jarble. Oh, that's that's a mouth. That certainly sits in the mouth, doesn't it?
Some people ironically call me the Orc Biter.
The Orc Biter?
Yeah.
Lovely. And I see you have been bitten. Not by an orc, though.
No, not any orc I've seen, no.
But, would you mind if I had a little look?
Sure. He kind of moves his hand, and you can kind of see this very clear bite mark made with sharp teeth. It's kind of like, it looks infected. There's like almost like black, much like the black sort of ichor that you've seen drooling out of ghouls' mouths.
That's a ghoul.
Yeah.
Yep. It's I turn to Saga and I just sort of shake my head and go, not one of yours.
Good. Well, not good.
Well, it's
There's another type of fight you don't want to get.
It could certainly be worse from what we've seen. And how do you feel like within yourself? Is it you feeling weak?
My arm's a bit numb.
Yes, I would imagine. Have you lost much blood?
Well, more than I'd like, but not too much.
Well, let's see how. And I'm going to place. May I touch the wound?
Yeah, sure.
May I be gentle? And I would like to lay on hands for 5 hit points.
Okay. And this seems to close up the wound, and the demeanor of these people changes. And the red-headed woman, she kind of observes you. She says, "My name's Silene Wintermoon."
Oh, Silene Wintermoon.
I'm with the rest of the Stone Cold Reavers here.
Stone Cold Reavers?
Yeah.
Stone Cold or Stone Cold?
Cold Reavers. She says,
Is Steve with you?
she says, we were looking for a dragon's lair. We thought it might be here.
We shotgunned first.
Mm-hmm.
She says, and Then, as we were kind of got ourselves comfortable to do a recce of the place, those ghouls, as you call them, charged through in a frenzy. But as I say, they seem less interested in us and more just passing through. They cross the bridge to the west into the fortress proper, if you're looking for them.
We are, or rather their master. In all honesty, if I were you, friends, I would leave. These things are incredibly nasty and very powerful. Not worth the treasure. However, and I haven't discussed this with my party, so it's up to them as well. Maybe we could discuss a deal. If you seek the dragon horde, we slew the dragon. Not yesterday. Saga here dealt the final blow. A bolt out of the blue, as it were. If you seek the treasure, then I propose you help us find the horde and the gate that we're looking for. We split the treasure evenly. You take your share and leave, and we'll carry on our way.
Sounds like a fair deal.
Why don't you give me a persuasion check, Thorik?
I'm not very persuasive. Any sort of anything.
Why do you take advantage? Because let's call it an assist from Marvellus with the lay on hands.
Thank you. Why am I rolling d8s?
not gonna do. That's not gonna do you well.
That's not how this works.
That's not happening.
Oh fuck! Thank you for that advantage. So, with a -1, that's a 14.
She looks tentatively towards the rotund man, and she says, "What say you, Brachus?" And he says, "Well, if there's no dragon to speak of, and these guys have already killed a dragon, I think they can handle some ghouls. It's either that or we leave here empty-handed, Silene. So I say, yeah, we go for it. But listen," and he kind of points to you all. He says, "No funny business, all right? We've had a bad day, and I just want to get back home to my dogs, if I may. So,
Oh, believe me, I feel exactly the same way, minus the dogs."
right.
I'll sweeten everything for you if you help us case the place and look around, and you keep to your word and stay true as we promise we shall. If there's no horde to speak of and we don't find it, you can have this." And he indicates the scroll of fireball. I don't know if you have any magic users among you, but even if not, it'll fetch a pretty penny.
Silene kind of looks at it and she says, "That is a generous offer."
With respect, if we find the horde, I'll keep my hands on it. But if we find nothing, it's yours. You have my oath.
She says, "Well, there's no gate here aside from the one you've just entered through, so shall we continue?"
Aye.
Indeed. I tell you, of all the things we expected to find up here, friends weren't one of them.
And
a bit thick again.
she kind of gestures for you to follow as she leads you up a small flight of stairs, kind of going up a whole floor. And then she leads you into this chamber, which really doesn't have much in it at all. just an unlit fireplace, really. But there is another woman here, a very muscular woman with black hair and cold blue eyes. And Silene says, "Don't worry, Runa. They're good. We're helping them." And Runa just kind of doesn't really say anything. She just kind of nods and kind of eyes you all suspiciously as Silene then leads you across this stony bridge towards the fortress proper as you make your way deeper into Ice Spire Hold. And that is where we shall pause for today's session.
Hey there, Questers. I just wanted to take a quick moment to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Your support really helps to keep this channel going strong. So I wanted to give a special shout out to each and every one of you, our incredible patrons and YouTube members, who are Woodstrapper, Simon Jelly, Martin C, Gallus, Gary Lloyd, James Hamilton, J.R. Bellaston, Robert Treadwell, Jason Udall, Jason Bradwell, Nigel Raggett, Rebecca Hill, Giles McGee, and Caesars. Honestly, your support truly makes a huge difference, and we appreciate you more than we can express. And to those of you who haven't yet joined, I would invite you to consider becoming a patron or YouTube member. Not only will you unlock fantastic benefits, including early access to videos, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and access to our Discord channel, but you'll also be directly contributing to the growth and success of this channel. But to everybody, thank you again for all of your support and helping us to tell these incredible adventures together.